Okay, these are my first two dogs. This is Xena, who would be on the right-hand side, left-hand side of the screen if you're facing it, and Gabby on the right side. They're mother and daughter. The first two dogs I got back in February of 2002. So I started off with these two. These were the first two. Xena, best dog in the whole world. Gabby, sweetest little turkey in the world. She's a good little dog. I mean, she's a good dog, but she's a little stubborn thing sometimes, but she's still good. Anyway, these are the first two. Okay, this is Mr. Buddy. Buddy, such a good boy. Now, Buddy's the third dog that came into the family. He came in somewhere toward the end of 2004. He was the first foster dog I ever had from Tampa Bay Beagle Rescue, and I knew before I even got him home I was going to end up keeping this one, and he's been with me ever since. Buddy's a real good dog. He used to be very shy, very afraid, but he's not anymore. Okay, next came Annie. Annie's my fourth dog. She also came from the Beagle Rescue, and she was turned in by someone, and she obviously had been abused or whatever. She's very scared, but with me she's normally not, but she's very camera shy, so she's going to look like a big baby right now for this picture. But she's pretty much come out of her shyness, especially with me, but with strangers she's still pretty shy. But that's little Annie. The noisy, probably the noisiest one in the group, but she's a good girl. Annie, you can open your eyes for a picture, Annie. Yes, you can. Go ahead. Annie, Annie, it's okay. There won't be no flash. You're okay. You're okay. Anyway, that's little Annie Major. Next comes Cordy. Cordy, what are you doing? Cordy came, she was the first dog I adopted, or I should say fostered from, probably the first dog actually in Florida Doggy Paws Rescue. And Cordy has aggression issues and stuff, so decided we can't really adopt her out to a real family, so I decided to take her in. She's a good girl. Give her the whole stilts. Cordy, stay. There you go. Good girl, Cordy. There you go. That's my Cordy Blue. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. That's a good girl, Cordy. Now hold still. Cordy, stay. Cordy, Cordy, stay. Look up. There you go. What are you doing, Cordy? What are you doing? That's a good girl. That's Cordy Blue. That's Cordy Blue. Okay, the next one on the list is my little sleepyhead here. This is Jasmine. And Jasmine is pretty easy to determine because she's got a white stripe all down her head, which is unusual. She's the only dog I have like that. Jasmine's a real good girl. She came from a friend of mine, and I still see my friend always asking how she's doing. Jasmine's, she's a good girl. That's Jasmine. Hey, what you doing? What you doing? Good girl, Jasmine. Yeah, she was a good girl. Yeah. What? What are you doing? Okay, baby, I'll let you go back to sleep now. All right, now this is Buster. Now, Buster is the official troublemaker in the group. That's Buster. Yeah, that's Buster. What are you doing, Buster? What are you doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What? What? Buster, what are you doing? What? What are you doing? Come here. Come here, Buster. There you go. Buster, hold still now. Hold still. Hold still. All right. Buster, relax, Buster. Relax for a second. Relax. Okay, good boy. Hold your head still, little goofy. As you can tell, Buster is not a beagle. He's the easiest one to tell the difference from because he's a little Boston Terrier. I've had Buster for about a year and a half, something like that. He's a friend of mine's father's dog, and I take care of him. He's a good dog. Yes, he's good. So he's number 7, and number 8 is Ruby, who happens to be right here. And that's little Ruby. She's the last one in the group. You can look at that little face and tell why, because who could say no to that face? Oh my goodness, she's a good girl. Ruby's a very good girl, and as you can see, she's not at all camera shy. Yeah, she's a good girl. What are you doing, Ruby? What are you doing? That's good. Red Park. What? She's a good girl. All right, so that's all 8 of them. We've got Annie, Ruby, Buster, and Cordy. It's right here. Cordy's even wagging her tail. That's worth catching on film. And again, Buster, And Ruby. Okay, and Annie Mae Johnson. There you go. Not so quite so camera shy. And one more time around. We have Jasmine over here, trying very desperately to get a nap. Sorry, Jazz. Didn't mean to rain on your parade. And in this room, we got little Gabrielle, who is usually a loner, wants to hang out by herself. Yeah, look how precious she is. She's a good girl. And the most precious one of all, my favorite, this is Xena. Said they don't get any better than this one. She's a good girl. Yeah, look at that one now. That's my baby right there. Xena's the best dog ever born. So there you have it. That's pretty much the whole gang. Letty's running around somewhere. Ruby's over here. Fish tank. And Cordy, she's wagging her tail, say goodbye. Say goodbye, Cordy. Say goodbye. Okay.